On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, it's about control flow in Python. You can learn about if statements, match statements, for loops, and while loops through code examples. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. The if statement in Python is a syntax for conditional branching. It is used to execute a block of code if a specific condition evaluates to true, true. The if statement in Python basically follows the structure below. In this example, x is greater than 5 inches is printed if the variable x is greater than 5. Using else after an if statement allows you to specify code to execute when the condition is false. In this example, the output will be x is less than or equal to 5 inches. If you need to check multiple conditions, you can use else if, which stands for else if. In this example, x is equal to 5 inches is printed. A colon is required after if, else if, or else. The block of code executed when a condition is true needs to be indented. In Python, the standard indentation is usually 4 spaces, but other numbers of spaces are fine as long as you are consistent. You can use any expression that evaluates to a Boolean value as a condition. This means you can use conditional expressions combined with comparison or logical operators. Mastering Python's if statement allows you to control the program's execution flow flexibly. There are several ways to implement a switch-like functionality in Python, similar to that in other languages. In Python, it is common to use if-else statements or dictionaries to create structures similar to a switch statement. The simplest way is to use the if-else statement for conditional branching. By mapping functions or values to a dictionary, it's possible to create a structure similar to a switch statement. This is convenient when you want to perform different operations for specific values. The match statement was introduced in Python 3.10. It is a pattern matching syntax that provides functionality similar to a switch statement. Next, let's take a look at iteration. Python's for statement is used to iterate over each element of an iterable object such as a list, string, or dictionary. The basic syntax of a for statement is as follows. Here are some specific examples. This code calls the print function for each element in the list, fruits, outputting the name of each fruit. The range function generates integers within a specified range, making it useful for numeric iterations. Range 5 generates integers from 0 to 4. In this case, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be output sequentially. In the case of dictionaries, keys are iterated by default, but you can also retrieve key-value pairs. Alternatively, use the items method to simultaneously retrieve keys and values. It is also possible to nest for loops to perform complex iteration processes. This code iterates through each row of the list matrix and sequentially outputs the numbers in each row. Using continue within a for loop will skip the current iteration and move to the next one. Additionally, using break will completely terminate the loop. In this example, the loop skips when I is 5 and terminates when I is 8. Thus, the output will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Python's for loop is highly flexible and can be used in a variety of scenarios. Depending on the type of iterative processing you want to perform, it can be used in combination with lists, dictionaries, strings, and range. In Python, the while loop is a control structure used to repeatedly execute code within the block as long as the condition remains true. The basic syntax of the while loop is as follows. In the following example, a while loop is used to output the numbers from 1 to 5. This code works as follows. Start with I as 1, print I while it is less than or equal to 5, and increment I by 1 each time. You need to keep the following points in mind when using the while statement. Beware of infinite loops. If the condition in a while loop is always true, it will result in an infinite loop. Appropriate operations must be performed to change the condition, otherwise, the program will not stop. Using break and continue. Break is used when you want to exit the loop prematurely. Continue skips the current iteration and starts the next one. Be careful, as improper loop conditions can result in an infinite loop. In this case, after 1 and 2 are output, the loop ends when I becomes 3. In this case, output is skipped only for 3, resulting in 1, 2, 4, 5. By incrementing the value of I at the beginning of the loop, the counter advances even if continue is executed, preventing an infinite loop. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate your support by subscribing to the channel.